Good morning, welcome to ABC123 Trader. This is an educational video of how to use the market cycle and trying to find out where there's areas of support and resistance or where good areas of entering a trade. This will not go into, let's say, the volume print or all that other stuff, but it's more of, it gives you enough signals to tell you where to enter a trade where there's areas of support and resistance. So what the market cycle is, let's get into the detail what the market cycle is. And what it is imagine you know, companies work 24 hours a day like the big corporations. I used to be in the oil industry, so for an example, you have your morning shift and your evening shift on the 12 hours, but we're going to break it down into three sections. The three sections are the Asian session, the London session, and the New York session. So there's three sessions that we focus on. And how I have it designed was we wanted to know the map of those three shifts. So in the oil patch, when we're wrapping up our shift, we talk to our reliefs and saying this is what we have done and this is what we're trying to accomplish later. And so all these little boxes here, not the red one here, but all the yellow, the purple, and the blue is think about shift changeovers. Well, I believe the banks do the same thing. So let's say you're a market maker and you're trying to move your liquidity somewhat. So you start on the shift here, and you're doing your work and you're doing your changeover, and you talk to the guy switching over saying, okay, we've done so many contracts, we gotta move how many hundreds of millions, so let's push it down farther, and once we get to a certain price point we're good to go and we can reverse. And so that's what they do, and the shift is over and they're in changeover, said, yeah, we accomplished our missions, now let's start buying back, or let's start pushing it the other way, and away we go. And they do this over and over and over again. So now if you look at the next shift, same thing. They started up there, we got to push it, and they'll do that until whatever their liquidity is, if they need more or less. Okay, that's the first thing I need you to understand of what these cycles are about. Now the second thing, what we're going to be looking for is areas of support and resistance while the big market makers are doing their games. And what you can do is, when I designed this kind of system just for finding areas, is as you can see this highlighted areas, I call it the market maker zone, because it was the beginning of their map saying this is an area where we're going to load up or whatever. So we know if you're in this zone, it's an area of support and resistance, and once you break the zone area, you can take it to the buy side, or if you break this zone, you take it to the sell side. Vice versa, day after day. So we know this area over and over again. We're bouncing, away we go. Next day, same thing. We're bouncing. They finally get to their target, whatever the market makers were, and now they reversed it. So that's the thing you have to put in consideration. So first of all, each session is different. We want to look at their map, their road map, and continue on. Now what you can do is to find out where areas of support and resistance are. See these blue bars right here and here, all this? That's extreme high volume, and when they do a lot of high volume, they're trying to dump their position, and they'll hit an area of interest. So as you can see here, they tap a few times, and what you can do is with the market maker, you can press the Control L button and just click, and there you go. So now whenever you see an area of high volume and it taps out, you can put a line on there. And now you have an area of support and resistance. And we're starting in the beginning of the session for this day. Okay? You see another area, two high volumes, and this is a delta box, and I can turn it on, but basically where the high volume started, and it tapped out on the direction. Control L again. Just put it there for now. You can see it. You can see them punching through back and forth, and you can see here as well. Control L. Let's do it again. Okay. So now, when you have your map designed, let me see here. One down, down, and of course our bottom. Let me do this one more time. Control L. Click on there. March it there. I clicked twice. Oh well, that's fine. I'll go control. Get rid of one. Okay, so now we have our map. So now when you get into, did I miss one here? That's fine. It'll be fine. So now when you have your map and you start on, this is, I call it the first, here's your first half hour, and we're waiting to get into our zones or our levels. Now we can start trading. If you're in the New York system, it all depends what you're doing. We know that we bottomed out here, and it looks like it because you can see by the high volume down and high volume up, this is our gain. They pushed it down, vibrated, pushed it up, so we have to wait for this whip out. This is morning session. And so when you're trying to figure out where to enter a trade, or let's say you're trying to scalp a few points from, so 325, 335 is actually quite a bit, but now what you do is you use these lines for targets. So if you do enter a trade, let's say around 10 o'clock or whatever, we know we can try to get to our profit point. And this area is where, oh, it just started here, so it could have been this one, but it doesn't matter. It's an area of interest because there's liquidity in that area. So what they do, they'll punch it up, grab the liquidity, pull it back down, buy it back at a cheaper price, and away we go. And as you can tell, where it stopped out here, you know what I'm going to do? Let's just turn off the delta for now. So on the high volume delta, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the volume box just for now, so you can see exactly what's happening. So that line that we created from this area here, see how she tapped out again? So she punched through. So it came down here. We'd have to watch for the retracement. Comes back down, enter, and they go for their second round. Because these stops were wiped out, we know there should not be any resistance going forward. Now, up on the very top up here, if I had more days of data, because we're just starting on the first day, there could have been a support and resistance. We have no idea. It could have been a market maker line. I don't know. But on this example, it pushed it all the way up. And once it hits here and it starts reversing, guess what? They want to knock out all these guys' stops, and they come back down. They'll test this area, break it through, and they're back in the zone again. And if you look at it, the interesting thing enough, and I forgot to put it, Control L, you see this blue bar right here? I forgot to add it. Should have looked at it. See how it tapped it perfectly. There's that blue bar. It went up. It looks like it pushed up, peaked, stopped, and came back down. So we know this was an area of interest. Let me see why I picked that one. Oh, yeah, I picked that one because of this volume punching through to here. Okay. And away we go again. Now there's a blue bar here, so we can go Control L just for later session. We go Control L here. Come on, there we go. And as you can see, next session, here we go again. Tapped it perfectly. Over and over and over again, it will continuously do the same thing. So well, we're pretty much done trading the session. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill all the lines. Okay, and so now all the lines are gone, and let's do it one more time so you can understand. So the Asian session, now what we're having on this Asian session, now you have a couple of areas of interest. We know we have stops, these super long lines here. So we would believe some longer traders put their stops there. And they'll say they'll let it run for a while, and there's possibility of having stops there. And then what we see, a couple areas of support and resistance that tapped up here, tapped up here. So Control L, you can take both lines if you want, but we'll put it on this one for now. We know all these stop outs are done. This one hit. That's within that zone. I'm not even going to bother. This one here for sure is where it finishes. See, it was a continuation. Boom, boom, boom. Right down here. Okay. And now, in the high of the low of this zone here, because it's all this volume vibration. So if you were trading London session originally, you would, and you were coming down and you hit this target, you would be looking at these for profit targets. Okay, and we'll go Control here because this was the bottom of the swing. Now we're trending London session, or in New York session. So in the morning we're below this. This is our critical area. It comes in. You can see where it's tapping up, tapping down, breaks through these lines, and this is an area of interest. I'm not sure if we had any from the previous session. Let's just take a look here. Let me, you know what, I'm going to put a different line here just to see, just for verification, for fun, and see if there was anything that it touched from before. So it could have been, yeah, it's probably just a volume node here. It's really close, but it's nothing on confirmation. They just probably finished up their volume for the day. But once they reversed, now we know this is a profit target if we can get to it. Here we have to be very cautious, but look at from the original London session. This high volume bar breaking across, even a few ticks higher there. But when she broke it, you're off to the races. And it would be kind of terrible because we played all this crap until 1 o'clock. But anyways, you get the picture. And you do that over and over and over again, consistently, more and more consistently. And then what you can do is, if you don't want to be by the computer and you know it's a choppy day, what I also add, I add the time scanner. It really helps so you don't have to scratch your head all day. And with the time scanner, we're on a 5-minute chart. I'm going to keep it as a 1-to-1 ratio. You change this for different times, but let's see what happens. And what I'm going to do is, I need more days of data. So what I'm going to do is just going to add a few more hours back for data mining. But what I'll do is, because we're doing this early example here, yeah, we won't have any time, so I'm going to increase the data for now from 16 to 30 so we can actually see on our example here. Oh, it's still calculating because I have a lot more data. Hopefully my computer doesn't freeze with so much data mining. But let's get to our example. Where are we? First day. It's calculating because of my stop outs. I think I have too many of them. So it'll be a little while here. It's going to grind. There we go. She's done. Now let's see if I have enough data where we started. Okay. Looks like we were, yeah, this was the example perfectly because we hit this vibration and went up all day. Okay. Now, what you can do, oops, let's go back. That was a W pattern, and we did this day here. So what you can do, there's a little less times here, but that's okay. At 10 o'clock, it says right here, it should be buying, and it looked like it was failing, but it just took its last step, and from 10 o'clock, we could have made profit in a hard area here. Then 11 o'clock is starting to fail, and we break out, and it took quite a while. And then by 2 o'clock, that could have been our trade. You'd have to watch it. It's too bad the times are a little farther away, but you get the gist of it. And so what you're going to do is when you're trading, and let's see if we can do this example here, because it looks. Let's see where the market maker is on this one, or is it so far away? It is so far away, but that's okay. Gonna kill all the lines for now. So on our last example here, let's focus this. We have a lot of blues going up, and it doesn't matter. So let's go. Let's add all the lines. Come on, I have to. And what we'll do, okay, down. This is here's the market open here. Okay, so we would from high, and it's already on a line, but we'll just put a double line for now. Okay, up, down. So there wasn't that many blue lines except for there. Yeah, see, it tapped it perfectly. And that should be enough for here, because for this map today. So we started in the morning. It pushed really hard. It hit down here. Did we have any? I think I added that map later, but our goal was to knock out the stop. Came back down. We're still vibrating. And so while we were playing this crazy game, 10 o'clock, we weren't sure for our time. We would have probably had to wait to 11 o'clock if we're thinking our buying bias. There's two ways you can use these arrows. Is when I'm on an uptrend, I always look at up arrows, okay? And if I'm on a downtrend, I look at down arrows, because the up arrows will be more aggressive than the down arrows. Down arrows is just the banks holding. Up arrows are usually the push. So with the down arrow, and you can see it's vibrating. If you, depending on the way you trade, the print and everything, you could take this trade, and it looks like it's, how many points is 30, 35, 40, 40? Yeah, it's okay. So you can use it from point A to point B, or point A till the peak of this blue bar for a price point, and see if it keeps on going. So you hit, guess what? This market maker line taps out, comes back down 11 o'clock. Here we go again. Really ugly trading days, just slow, but as you can get the point. And you just do that over and over. And so the indicators that I have, because the guys on the Discord group, remember I got the trial out there, and what I'm going to do is I need you guys to, I don't know how you trade if you're a Unirink, or I haven't done that live channel yet, and I'm trying to get everything going here. It can only do so much, but the indicators I have, minus the multi-swing, that was a test from somebody saying it wasn't working, and guess what? They're right, so I got to put an update up there. And I'm using the market maker, the market cycle. You can use high volume delta, and also there's volume bars. This was the newer version. If you don't have delta, if you don't own an energy trader, this delta might not work, because at high half the day to mine certain things. Stop out, and then the time scanner. Okay, and this is what I'm using for this map on this example today. And what I'll do, templates. I'll see, I got so many things that I test, right? I will call I'll call it October 10th video template. There you go. There you go. So you can put it on a 5-minute chart or whatever you want. You can try different instruments. And remember, when you're using the time scanner, you can use a minimum of maybe 8 days, but 15 is optimum for a better data mine. You can, and after that it doesn't, or you can even go 30 if you want, but I mean, I'm trying to save CPU energy. Other than that, you know, join our Discord group, invite your friends to the Discord. I'm really trying to build this channel up so guys we can chat. There's finally movement starting, and I know it takes a while, and I've talked to, you know, it will be really nice because we can exchange ideas. I also added a few other channels. I added an equities channel, so when we're day trading live, we can actually chat during equities if you're just an equities trader, or if you're an oil trader, if you're a gold trader. And it will take time, but once you get guys communicating with each other, it works really well. Other than that, just make sure you pinpoint your trades, trade safe, and you guys have a great day. Bye.